Freeze, right there. Minute 22, Dallas Stadium, July 14th, 2026. 70,000 people holding their breath. Lucas Digging swings his boot to clear, and instead of the ball, he connects with the left thigh of Lamine Yamal. The referee points to the spot, and in that single, stupid, beautiful moment, France's World Cup dream began to die. But here's the thing, this wasn't luck. This wasn't chaos. Spain had been engineering exactly this kind of moment for weeks. So if you want to know how a teenage winger, a right back from Spurs, and the most suffocating midfield on the planet combined to knock out the tournament favorites, buckle up. Because this story starts long before that penalty kick. France versus Spain, 2026 World Cup semi-final. France, the 2018 champion and 2022 runner-up, had torn through 6 matches by a 16-2 goal margin. The question the world had been asking, how do you stop a front four of Mbappe, Dembélé, Olise, and Doué? Most teams didn't have an answer. Spain had a blueprint. Spain had become the first team in history to record 6 clean sheets in a single World Cup. Neither side had trailed at any point in their opening 6 matches. Something had to give, and it was going to be France. Act 1. The blueprint. Spain's tactical idea wasn't complicated, but it was carried out with ruthless clarity. Rodri stayed central. Fabian Ruiz and Olmo narrowed the pitch around Tchouaméni and Rabiot. Every time France tried to play through the middle, the foundation of how they transitioned, they ran into a wall of red shirts. Not one wall, 3 walls, simultaneously. Spain wanted the ball and they used it to drag France's block around until it cracked. Rodri set the tempo, Pedri floated between the lines, Olmo gave them a runner in behind, and Yamal stretched the width, while Baena and Oyarzabal rotated around him. But here's the wrinkle most people missed. This Spain is more dynamic than the old possession for possession's sake model. Quicker vertical transitions mean their wingers isolate defenders in 1-versus-1 situations far more often. Spain weren't just passing it around for fun, they were using possession as a trap. Lure France into pressing. Win it back, go vertical before France could reset, chess at 60 miles per hour, and France's famous counter-attacking machine, it stalled. Dembélé didn't manage a shot until stoppage time. Olise couldn't dictate from the 10. Barcola's speed rarely became penetration. Mbappe was left to hunt moments rather than receive patterns. The best striker in the world, the golden boot leader, reduced to hunting moments. Act 2. The individual battles. Mbappe failed to register a single shot on target. The first time he'd gone without one in his last 9 World Cup games since the 2022 quarterfinal against England. 9 matches. The man had been untouchable. Then Luis de la Fuente's Spain made him invisible. Since joining Real Madrid, Mbappé has lost every knockout game for club and country in which he has faced Lamine Yamal. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. Over on the left flank, Marc Cucurella was quietly dismantling Dembélé. On the right, Pedro Porro handled Barcola and then Doué when Deschamps threw him on as a substitute. And in the center, a pairing nobody talks about enough. Aymeric Laporte, the experienced head. Alongside him, 17-year-old Pau Cubarsí, playing a World Cup semi-final like he'd done it 100 times before. The two were exceptional, neutralizing multiple French counterattacks. Then France lost William Saliba to injury in the 29th minute, pulling up without any contact. Maxence Lacroix entered with just 1 prior tournament appearance. France were already a goal down, already tactically suffocated, now reshuffling their entire defensive structure. Deschamps threw change after change at the problem, Koné at the interval, Doué before the hour, Cherki and Theo Hernandez later. But those substitutions arrived into a match Spain had already shaped. ACT 3, the human story. Yamal's presence on the right wing posed a constant problem for Digne. On Cucurella's cross from one side of the area to the other, Digne tried to head the ball for a volleyed clearance. He lost track of Yamal, pivoted to strike, and whacked the charging Spaniard across the left thigh instead. Clear penalty, no debate. Up stepped Mikel Oyarzabal. Let's talk about Oyarzabal, the most underrated player in world football. He doesn't play for Barcelona or Real Madrid or City, so he gets minimal attention, but he has consistently risen to every high-stakes moment for La Roja. The man scored the winning goal in the Euro 2024 final, and now, in the 22nd minute of a World Cup semi-final, he stepped up against Mike Maignan, one of the best goalkeepers on the planet, and buried it. Upper right corner, unreachable. His fifth goal of the tournament, equaling the Spanish record set by Emilio Butragueño and David Villa. And Yamal himself, the kid who drew the penalty, who turned 19 years old the day before this match. He didn't need to dominate every minute. His decisive contribution came in that 22nd minute, anticipating Digny's mistake, pouncing, drawing the foul. Teenage sharpness expressed as anticipation rather than showmanship. Yamal has now started 12 games at World Cups and Euros combined, winning all 12. The best 100% win rate of any European player across both competitions. 12 and counting. Then came the goal that sealed it. A minute after Doué came on, Spain extended the lead. Porro played inside to Olmo at the top of the box, then made his run. Kone and Doué watched him go. Olmo got a touch as Upamecano brought him down, slipping the pass through. Porro floated into an acre of space, collected it, bore down on Maignan, and coolly slotted home. His second goal of the tournament, making him only the fifth defender with multiple World Cup knockout stage goals in a single tournament in the last 60 years. The full-time stats told the whole story. Spain restricted France to just 0.3 xG from 10 shots, 3 on target. At halftime, France had generated 0.4 expected goals. That's not defending. That's erasure. This was the third consecutive summer Spain beat France in a tournament semi-final, the 2024 Euros, the 2025 Nations League. Now this. France keeps showing up. Spain keeps sending them home. The deepest compliment to Spain is that silencing Mbappe looked less like a heroic defensive rescue act and more like a consequence of good design. France arrived with the tournament's most feared attack. Spain answered with collective intelligence so calm that the noise around Mbappe gradually faded to nothing. Just like 2010, Spain are in the World Cup Final. Reigning champions Argentina stand in their way, and little did Lionel Messi know when he picked up baby Lamine Yamal 2 decades ago that he was holding a future World Cup Final opponent in his arms. France came to Texas with the most feared attack on the planet. They leave with 0 Mbappe shots on target and a third-place match to prepare for. Spain came with a blueprint, a collective spirit, and a 19-year-old who draws penalties like it's a superpower. They leave for the final. If you've been watching this World Cup and you haven't been screaming at your TV over Spain's football, you've been watching it wrong. Drop your reaction in the comments right now. Are Spain winning the whole thing, or does Argentina have something to say about it? Subscribe if you want the full final breakdown the second that whistle blows, because that story is going to be even bigger than this one.